Minnesota Vikings had an interesting start, but it's their returning players that are going to make all the difference and elevate them to the next level. This video is sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. Make sure with your first play to use code ATOZ upon sign up. And with that first $5, you'll get $50 in bonus credits. Make sure you wait for my picks at the end of the week. Now, Minnesota Vikings have had an interesting start to the 2025 season, mainly because they have been missing a lot of key players. Usually you miss one, maybe two. Vikings missed several. Andrew Van Ginkel, Ryan Kelly, Harrison Smith, Christian Darrisaw, Jordan Addison have all missed games this year. Addison is set to come off of a 3-game suspension, with his first game being in Dublin, Ireland, against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, he is such a crucial piece to this Minnesota Vikings offense, and he's the reason why Justin Jefferson is able to do as much as he does. Now, that's not to say Jefferson's lesser of a player, but he's so good that with Addison, it prevents teams from really loading all of their resources to stop Jefferson. Addison is that good, and he's that important to this offense. With him coming back, now you can shift Jalen Nailor and Adam Thielen down to their rightful spots as wide receiver 3 and 4, and they can be used in more situational roles, where Addison is a complete receiver and can do a little bit of everything. Now, what they like to do with Addison is use him going deep. And that's not to say Justin Jefferson's not good at going deep. His bread and butter is dominating that 10 to 30 yard range, which Kevin O'Connell loves to attack. And if you can continue to do that with him, and then all of a sudden take Addison deep, it's going to create a multitude of issues for defenses. Now, another thing that's caused issues for defenses was the return of Christian Darrisaw. We saw how important he was to this Minnesota Vikings offense in Game 3 against the Cincinnati Bengals, where they won 48-10. But the really important thing was what it did to help on the interior. Darrisaw's presence makes the left guard's job that much easier. And with Donovan Jackson now out with a wrist injury, that's going to be even more impactful for this Minnesota Vikings team. Darrisaw is so good that you can leave him on an island and he will take out whoever he's going against. And that player will not be TJ Watt. It will probably be Nick Herbig. Why? Watt usually lines up over right tackle, not over left tackle. But they are moving him around a little bit, so maybe we'll get to see some of that matchup. But it is a very, very interesting one that the Vikings will have to deal with. This Steelers defense is really good, but they're also really old. So their biggest issues have been with communication, which is not something you would expect from a defense that has the kind of age and experience that this team has, but they have a lot of new pieces, and those new pieces are taking time, and that is where the Vikings can strike by taking advantage of that lack of communication, especially with a guy like Addison back, and Carson Wentz will have even more time to throw the football with Christian Darrisaw having a full week back already. I'm Tyler Forness with ATOZ Sports. Skol Vikings.